All right, in this model, in this model, I will do some introduction to data entering. So this is the introduction to data entering. So you can see my screen, just put it down on the comment section. So in this model, in module one of our data entering, which is Excel, so it's I will show you around the introduction. So the first step is to launch your Microsoft Excel. And if you have not gotten a Microsoft Excel, so I will advise you to get one so you can get it in a store near you. And you can also download it from Microsoft. Just go to any store near you and get one. All right. And if you don't have Excel, so you can make use of your Google Sheets or your Microsoft Sheets. And if you don't understand what Google Sheets is all about, please, you need to rewatch the first video, which is the introduction to virtual assistants. So I did justice to that on the first video. All right. So I will walk you through the interface of spreadsheets. I'll walk you through the interface of workbook. So a workbook is also known as spreadsheets, and a worksheet is a single spreadsheet that is a tab at the bottom. So that's what we call a worksheet. So a worksheet is a single spreadsheet in a workbook, and workbook is the entire file containing one or more sheets, and you can have about it has an unlimited sheet, so you can have numerous number of sheets. So depending on what you are working on. And sales, so when we talk about sales, sales are the boxes where you type or identified by column, letter, and row number. E.g., we have A1. So that is what we know as cells. So it's identified by column, which start with letter A or B or any letter or any alphabet, and a column or a row one. So, and we also have the ribbon. The ribbon is the bar at the top with commands. So we have the home, we have insert, we have page, we have layout, etc. So don't worry, I will also show you the interface. So I'm just trying to read out this slide so you can have a little understanding of what I'll be showing you in the next slide. So on this, I'll be showing you how you can also save your workbook and the format in which you can save your workbook. So we have different formats. We have the XLS. The XLSX is for Excel, and we also have the PDF, and we also have the CSV. But the most important, the most useful one that you should always save your work with is in Excel format or in PDF format. So the CSV is mostly used for a plain data. So once you save your data in CSV, so you are letting us understand that these data are in plain format, so you don't um, really will need them in the nearest future. All right, so this is the model 2. So in this model 2, we talk on the basic data skills, and And the first one is data entering. So we'll talk on how you can enter your data in a cell and how you can start typing. So we have text, we have numbers, and we have dates, and we press enter to move. When we press enter, we move to the next tab, or we press our tab to move right. So when we press enter, we move down, or we press our tab key to move to the right. And also the step two is formatting, how you can highlight your cell, how you can bold, italic, underlined, and how you can do some changes to your Excel. And also we have the autofill and flash fill. So the autofill is used is just like I will use the word a copy. So it's just like you copying a data or a formula from one cell to replicate in other cells. So that is autofill. So the flash fill. So if you want to use the flash fill, you can. It will. I will show you how to use the flash fill also. It is used from data, then flash fill for patterns like name split from full name. So you can split the name from full name. Then also we have the sorting and the filtering. So you use it to sort data. And we have data validations, and we also have remove and duplicate. All right, let me quickly share my screen for the Excel. All right, I'm coming. I'm trying to share my screen now. So if you just launch your Excel, so this is the interface of an Excel. So if you launch your Excel, this is how it will look like, the interface. So what you need to do is just to click on this. So you can click on anyone, just double click this. So it will take you to the Excel. So based on what we explained earlier, now this is a workbook. This is Excel workbook. You can call it a spreadsheet. And under the spreadsheet, we have different sheets, just like your Microsoft Office Word, which makes use of pages. So in Excel, we make use of sheets, and the same way we make use of slides in PowerPoint. Now, the difference between PowerPoint, Excel, and Microsoft Word is that in Excel, you can rename each of your sheets which stand as pages. Now, for instance, this is sheet one, and I can insert another sheet by pressing this plus sign here. So I can insert another one and also insert another one. So as I explained earlier, there is no limit to the number of sheets that I can insert in a workbook. So remember, this is a workbook, and your workbook is a can contain numerous worksheets. Now, if you want to rename this worksheet here, which is sheet one, what you need to do is move your cursor down here, then you right click, then you click on rename, then you can rename this introduction. So I've renamed this as an introduction. So this will be my introduction sheet. Then I can also rename this by right clicking to be my basic formulas. So this will be my basic formula sheet. Then I can also rename this by right-clicking to, um, let me say, functions. So this will be my function sheets. So let's go back to the introduction. So under the introduction now, so when I explained earlier, I talked about column and row. So then our column consists of alphabets and our rows consist of numbers. So in a cell, so this cell is a unit in within the row and the column. So this is cell A in row 1, which is known as cell A1. So once you put your cursor here, and I want to show you how you can enter data. So you need to put your cursor here, and once you type any data, let's assume you want to enter name, you type name. So once you type name and you press enter, your cursor will move downward. So as you can see, I just press my enter key and the cursor moved downward. And another most important thing is this. If you want your cursor to move upward, for instance, you have typed something previously and there was an error that you want to quickly correct, and you cannot, and you don't want to move, use your mouse to move the cursor upward. All you need to do is press your shift and press your enter. It will move your cursor upwards to the point at where you want to do the correction. So that is how to work on this. Now let's me show you the autofill, which I explained earlier during the slideshow. So this is the autofill. So now I just input name, and I want this name to be replicated from cell A1 to cell B to cell A10. Now, this is what I need to do. As I said earlier, that autofill can also be used as a copy or to copy something. You can use to copy formulas. You can use to copy a single text. Now, before all you can do that is after you have entered a digit or a value here, what you need to do is just move your cursor. As you can see my screen, as I move my cursor to the node, you see this node. To the node here, you see that my cursor changes to a soft key. Then once I click and drag to 10, actually I want to stop at 10, you see I've duplicated the value name. No, so this is how to autofill your this is how to autofill your value. Now, another thing I explained during the slideshow is sorting. Is sorting. How can we sort numbers? How can we sort um, alphabet? Let's say I enter a number, a names, let's say um, Anita, Moses, that's a Mary, say Paul, let's say there's a correction in here to Paul. Let's say Charles. Hey Charles. Let's say let me stop here. Now I want to sort this. So all I need to do is just highlight this from cell A2 to A6. Then all I need to do is come to my data here. Okay, click home. So once I click home, then come to my data. So once I click on my data here, you see in data, you see a section for sorts. Then you click on this. So once you click on this, it will show you the options of what you want to do. So you can in column A, so it's showing you in column A, what do you want to do in column A? So that is the only column you have value. So what do you want to do in column A? And what is the value you want to do? Cell color or font or anything you want. So just leave it. The other, so I want to arrange these in alphabetical order. I want to sort this in alphabetical order. So that will be from alphabet A to Z. So let me change this. Now, this has been sorted in alphabetical order. That is Anita, Charles, Mary, Moses, Paul. Now, if I include this A1, let's see what will happen. See what will happen. So in alphabetical order. So as you can see, Anita has become the first value, and the value name is now our fifth value based on the instruction given. So now we talked about filter. We talked about filter during the slideshow. So what does filter work? How does it work? So we can filter things. We can filter value. So let's try this and see. Filter. So this is how the filter works. So once you click on filter here now, and you select Z to E, so you can filter from Z to E and do the filtering. So this is how the filter works. All right, and another most important thing we need to do is also in the same data. So what we need to do is okay, I talked on something during the slideshow. So we talked about data validation. So the data validations is mostly used in form. It's mostly used whenever you want to create a form, you want to design a form for your customer or your clients to work on. So as an administrative virtual assistant, so you should be able to do this. So the first thing you need to do is let's have a random. Okay, let me click on this cell. Let's assume I want to work on this particular cell right now. So, and I want to do some data validations on this cell, which I click now, which is cell B3. So I will now, once I've clicked here, so the first thing you need to do is go to your data. Then once you click on your data, then you go to data validations. So once you click on data validations, so you have um, about three options there. You have data validations, you have circle validations, and you have clear validations. So what I want is data validations. So I'll click on it. And the next thing is my value. So what do I want to do with this? So um, I want to have a text length. So this text length. So with my text length, now what is the minimum and the maximum length do I want my text to be? So I want my text length, the minimum should be 8 character, then the maximum should be 12 characters. So once I click here, 8 characters for the minimum, then 12 characters for the maximums, and I click OK. So that means I've set a command to this particular cell, B3, that any value entered here should not be less than 8 characters, and also it should not be more than 12 characters. So let's have a practical example of what we just did now. So let me try to type in something here. let's say John. You see, it prompt out an error that shows that the value you entered is not valid. So the value you entered is not valid because it does not meet the criteria of all the conditions that was given to the cell, that particular cell B3. And let's prove that by trying to enter the same word John in another cell. You see this particular cell accepts the word John, but because we have given an instructions to cell B3, so the word John won't be accepted. So let's try another thing. Let's say Johnson. Now, Johnson, let's see. Now, Johnson also it doesn't meet the criteria because the word Johnson has 7 characters, so it does not meet the criteria. And now let's see another thing that has 8 characters. Let's guess name, blessing. Does blessing have 8 characters? Okay, let me put blessings. So you can see that it accepts. So blessing stands. Why? Because the word blessings has 8 characters. Now let's test the second conditions. Is my friend. So now, because blessings is satisfy the first condition, which has a minimum of 8 characters, and it does not satisfy the second conditions, which state that the second conditions must be a maximum of 12 characters. So this sentence here, blessing is my friend, has surpassed 12 characters. So that is why it's prompting this error. So that is how to work with data validations. So it's just to validate that whatever that has been input by the user has been verified and the data imputed is authentic. So that is what data validation is all about, and that is the usefulness of data validation. Okay, so if you have any question in this section, just put it down on the comment section or on the chat box so we will attend to it. All right, so this is the introductory aspect of this section. All right, next I will quickly show you the basic formulas, but before then, so I will drop an assignment. So open your spreadsheets now. So enter a random values, then replicate whatever you have seen me do in this section. So once you've done that, screenshot your sheet or you save your sheet as a PDF. Okay, let me quickly show you how to save your sheet as a PDF. So the first thing is either you press your Control S or you come to File here, then you click on Save As, then you select the location where you want to save your file to. Then the next thing is if you want to save it as an Excel, you leave it this way. But if you want to save it as a PDF, you need to click on this drop down here. Then you scroll down, you see PDF, click on PDF. Then your job will save as PDF. So this is how to save your file in an Excel. So please do this and upload your results in the comment section. All right, thank you. So next, we shall talk about basic formulas in Excel and how to make use of them and how important they are to you as an administrative virtual assistant. All right, thank you.